Welcome, welcome, welcome. Peace, peace, peace. This is All Things Self Mastery podcast and show. I am your host, educator, and mentor, Venus Scott. I am a best-selling author, a self-mastery mentor, and I have been teaching all things mastery, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, attraction for 15 plus years. And this evening, we are about to talk about perception, how it's affecting you in more ways than you think. And we're going to be diving a little deep into perception. Are you suffering from MD? Okay. Those of you who know me, I love using acronyms, but I'm not going to tell you what MD stands for right now. I'm going to get into it a little later in the podcast in the show, but for now, okay, I'll be right back after these messages. Wrong one. Oh my goodness. Why isn't this playing? Oh, here we go. Woo, listen, I gotta get my life. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Okay. Tick-tock. All my loves out there who's in the process of practicing self-mastery. Hey, we back. For those of you who may not know, especially my TikTok family, I am streaming live on my YT channel, All Things Mastery, right? Many a times, y'all have heard me mention many a times that when you are learning the way the brain works, right, you need to understand how it digests things, okay? Things get embedded a lot stronger when you are not only hearing things, but you are seeing things. This is one of the reasons why marketing is $1 trillion industry. So if you are ready to learn and to gain some impactful information, baby, hop on over to YT so you can see the presentation that I always invest a lot of happy time, energy, and effort into. Okay. Jump on over. Hey, Letitia, how are you? Hi, Abstract. Hi, my love. Hi, Pam. Hey, y'all coming in. Y'all coming in. Michelle, how are you? Listen, Ricky, it's about to be good. It's about to be good. Perception. So this is one of the master classes that I have taught in the past. And by the way, before I get into it, make sure you are subscribing to me. It's free. Make sure you are following me. Hit that notification bell. I typically come before you every Saturday with a self-mastery lesson. And this Saturday is no different. I help you. I help us. I help me. So we can get into alignment to what? Attract what and who we desire. Because I don't know about you, but put in a one in the comments if you want more. If you know you deserve more. If you think you deserve more. If you want to be anywhere but where you are today. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you are in a horrible place, right? This is where it's all about elevating. It's about expanding, right? More. I see you tall and gorgeous. I love it. More. There's nothing quote unquote unrighteous or wrong about wanting more, wanting better, wanting to get out of your comfort zone, right? Into wanting to elevate, wanting to level up. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. However, what we're missing is the information which those of you who are here right now, is getting. So you're not missing it this evening. I want to dive into perception and how many of us are suffering from MD. I will tell you what MD is further into the show, okay? Because it's definitely something that you want to learn about. And many of us are suffering from MD and we don't even realize it. And I tell you all the time, self-mastery is not only it's not only the process of putting yourself into energetic alignment. Remember, energy is everything and everything is energy. So self-mastery is not just about putting yourself into energetic alignment. It's about understanding and learning how to put the processes into practice. How are you going to change something if you don't have the information to change it? How are you going to do if you don't know how to? Let me say that again because I got bars right now. How are you going to do if you don't know how to? So this is what I do, and this is what I've been doing for 15 plus years. And we're gonna dive into, okay, we're gonna dive into perception. Perception, perception, perception. Many of us have heard of it. What is perception? Perception is that very thing that alters your reality. So if you've ever questioned why things are the way they are, this is one of the many reasons. However, it's a very important reason. And before we get into it, make sure, okay, that you talk to me. I like when you talk back to me. This is not just a dictatorship, okay? It's not a monologue, it's a dialogue. So I love when you participate. Help me help you engage. I love engagement. So let's dive into it. Share the live. For those of you who left, you're missing something. You're gonna miss something. So I would encourage you to stay the course. Perception. What is perception? What is perception? It is defined as how we see ourselves and how we see the world and others. Why is this so important? Pardon me. I was on a live earlier and we were talking in my brother's live, who King of Self-Love. Many of you know him, and he was having a discussion on manipulation. And how However, the conversation went from manipulation to talking about perception, right? And so, what I say, I gave an analogy that I'm also going to share here. And I said, you know what? Let me update this mastery course, and I want to share. It wasn't just for her and for those who are over there. However, a lot of the things that I said is absolutely necessary for those who are here today. So when it comes to some of the questions you're asking yourself, why do you seem to take 10 steps forward to take 20 steps back, right? Why do your life keep what I call playing ping pong with you, right? You in the ping, your life is a ping pong tournament. 1 minute is here, 1 minute is there, 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down, 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're not. And understand that there's always exceptions, right? However, the exception to the rule doesn't apply in what I'm about to say. Your life should not be in an unhealthy ping pong scenario. You should not be. It is very unhealthy for you to constantly experience a roller coaster of effects. 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down, 1 minute you have it, 1 minute you don't. That indicates that there is an imbalance somewhere. That indicates that there is something that is missing. That indicates that there is something being disturbed within you. And a lot of those things is mental. A lot of those things have to deal with mental programming, mental coding, mental deprogramming, right? Yes, it is. Yes, abstract mind. That's true. It's very out. I'm not sure what the last one said. Um, Out of balance. Yes. Yes. The 42 laws of my. So what I've come to realize, and let me slow down. Sometimes I attempt to be really, really fast, right? It's like the cognitive dissonance kind of kicks in, right? So I am in practice. I told myself that I'm going to slow up a little bit, right? Because the information that's being disseminated is incredibly important for you to understand. Not just important, it's imperative, right? And so sometimes even I get caught up in this rhythm of the game of I got to keep your attention, right? I'm not trying to keep what ain't trying to be kept. Okay, so I have to remind myself even to listen. Venus, slow down. Those who want to be here to learn will be here. Those who want to elevate, those who care about themselves, those who understand that they don't know as much as they think they know, and they willing to learn, they will be here. So let me just slow the pace a little bit, right? Everything is energy. And one of the reasons, back to my thought, right? I think I know one of the reasons, not just think, in my 15 plus years that I've learned as to why many of us are not experiencing what we want to experience. Many of us are not experiencing serendipities. Many of us are not experiencing elevating. Many of us are going backwards instead of forwards. We're going down instead of up, right? At an accelerated rate. Many of us simply just don't know, and we also don't know the how. So I mention this often. It's a different. There are very there are differences. Pardon me, between thinking something, speaking something, and actually being something. You cannot know something in its entirety, in its fullness, if you don't allow the experiences that continue to come your way. A lot of us turn away experiences that life give us because we're so conditioned to run away because of scarcities and because of fear, because of the unknown, right? Instead of understanding that the more you repress, the more what you're repressing grows, right? The more you run away from something, the more it chases you. The best thing you can do is face it, right? And so when we're talking about perception, right? I'm a dive. Perception plays a huge part in what and who you attract, right? It plays a huge part in what and who you attract. What is perception? Perception is the process of interpreting and organizing your sensory information in order to make sense of it, in order to process it, right? And when you are gaining new information, your body is going to do what it's natural to it, which is repel anything that is foreign to it. So when it comes to you wanting and positioning yourself for elevating, for new experiences, for learning, understand the process. What I mentioned earlier, which a lot of us don't know, is that your body is going to naturally reject what is foreign to it because it isn't able to differentiate it from what's real or what's fake, from what's reality or what's imaginary, right? And so your perception, a lot of our perceptions plays tricks on us. And I'm going to give a profound analogy in as we move closer to it. Yanel, how are you? How does this also include getting to know a man? It has a lot to do with, because you are acting, right? The way you are responding to that man, the way you are seeing that man, the way you are perceiving that man has everything to do with your perception. And I'm moving ahead, just a little sneak peek. It has everything to do with how you mentally associate with whatever it is, including a man, right? So perception is the process of interpreting and organizing sensory information in order to make sense of it. It involves both the brain I and the mind, more the mind than it does the brain, as well as the eyes. You don't see with your eyes, you see with your eye. Okay, that's a whole nother masterclass, but follow me, is going to make sense. You do not see with these, and this is why a lot of our perceptions are skewed. This is why a lot of our perceptions are pulling into our reality anything and everything that we no longer want, that no longer serves us, because what's being projected is not what you really want, but you do not understand why are you projecting certain things, right? Make sure you stick around. Let's tap the screen and share the live. Others need to hear. And please don't be shy, especially my YT family. I'm looking at the comments. Say hi. Share your perspectives. I love engaging. It's important. So let's tap the screen. Let's tap the screen. Yanel says he's kind of listen, just stick around, my love. I guarantee you something that I say is going to help you in a situation that you're in. I can guarantee that. Encountered, but it feels wrong. Right? So listen, what does perception mean to you? A lot of the things, one of the things that I do, right, as a self-mastery mentor, especially when I am coaching others, right, when they are giving me their scenario, when they are pitching to me their problems, when they're telling me their stories, I always ask a lot of questions, because that encourages the person to critically think about what's going on, what they're saying, because a lot of us just yap 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 yap, and we do not practice, right, paying attention to how we're receiving and perceiving the sensory information that we're getting. So we're talking. And so, one of the questions, if you were a mentee and we were talking about perception, I would ask you, what does perception mean to you? Right? What does it mean to you? And then I would allow you to speak. Let's skip. Let's fast forward. Perception is the process of interpreting, again, for those of you who just coming in, and organizing sensory information so that you can make sense of not only you and everything that has to do with you, but also the world around you. It's subjective, yes. It is influenced by your individual past experience. Let me say that again. Your current perception, your current reality, right? Your current reality all exist because of your past experiences, and most of them are traumatic, right? So when we keep finding ourselves repeating the same stories, the same narratives, the same entering the same conversations, going around and around and around and around, okay, thinking we're not insane, yet we're practicing the very thing that is the definition of insane. Your perception is a key element in what helps you to shape your reality. You are in control. You're the captain of your ship. You're every person that it takes to drive the ship, to navigate the ship. You're the GPS, you're the captain, you're the mechanics, you're the engineers, right? You're the cooks, you're the preps, you're the medics. You play all of these positions. You get to dictate what positions they play. You get to dictate to them the steps that they need to take. You get to dictate all of that. And self mastery is all about cutting the strings to your puppet master. You were never created to be a servant to no one place or thing, not even your lower self. Not even your lower self. So, this is what we call cutting the strings to our puppet master. The key is for you to understand and realize that many of us still have puppet masters. Don't be shamed. Don't say, I don't just reject it. I still have certain puppet masters that I'm working on. A puppet master is any person, place, or thing. I'm redefining things that controls you, especially when you don't want to do that which has been controlling you, that is continually getting you the same result. Hence, you keep living in the same reality, not realizing that you're the author of the book. You're the painter. You can start over at any time. However, yes, is it going to require something from you? Yes. If you're a painter and you want to, and if you want to create a new piece, a new artwork, you're either going to color over the existing canvas or you're just going to buy a new one. However, the results is going to depend on you. Okay, so it's time to really step into your power. And this is what it looks like. It doesn't always look like it's glitz and glams. It isn't always fun and rainbows. It's going to require you to gain information. So when you're getting into alignment, you're going to realize when the universe or God is testing you. How will you know that you're absolutely ready? How will God know that you're absolutely ready? How will the universe know if you're absolutely ready? if you're never tested or if you're running from the test, right? I just recently went through something many of y'all know, okay? Perception, okay? Long story short, I was a victim of somebody hacking my account. Long story short, my bank account went to zero. Thousands of dollars gone. My hard-earned money is gone, right? And for a temporary moment, I temporarily lost sight of what was happening. Baby, listen, I temporarily lost sight of self mastery in one of the practices. Okay. I was being tested because I am at the brink of my next level, just like many of you are. Peace, Mustafa. How are you, love? You will be tested, and the way you're perceiving the test is according to your perception, your association with life, handing you experiences. So instead of me wallowing, okay, now listen, I ain't gonna hold you. It almost took me out. It almost took me out. Well, close to it. Ain't close to it. However, it did not take longer than, and the time really doesn't matter, because I tell you all, time doesn't heal anything. Time doesn't do anything, right? It's an illusion, okay? But let me just fundamentally break it down, romper room style. It's not time that heals you. It's your decisions. It's not time that elevates you. It's your decisions to move forward, to invest in yourself, your self-development. I could have chose to wallow in that life experience. I could have chose to disregard what was happening, because after all, I am a self-mastery mentor. I have to practice what I teach, okay? Right? It could have took me out, right? Less than a week. I said, you know what, Venus? Snap out of it. Remember. I said, oh, this ain't happening to me. This is happening for me. And it's happening because the universe said, okay, baby girl, you're about to elevate. Okay, baby boy. Okay, son. Okay, daughter, you're about to elevate, but I need you to work on something in that department. I need a little tweaking in that department right here. I need something in that department to be strengthened a little bit. So I'm going to give you this test. And what you do with the test, how you respond to the test, how you handle the test is going to determine how you elevate, and if you elevate or if you descend and de-elevate. Don't pay no mind. Work with me, flow with me. I make up words all the time, but I'm quite sure you get the gist of what I'm saying. It could have took me out, right? All of the traumas, it could have took you out, but you here. How will you know? Self-mastery is also about understanding not only the practice, but the practice, not only understanding the information, but it's also understanding the processes. And it's also understanding how to go through the processes and what's going to occur. Can you imagine if this every season that moved in through and out of each other was a surprise? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you didn't know whether summer was coming up next or winter? How would you prepare? How would you prepare for the next season if it was always a damn surprise? The wonderful thing about the universe and nature and our mind is that it was infinitely, wonderfully orchestrated, organized, baby. You don't have to guess what season is coming next, because it's been happening for centuries and decades in the beginning of time. Why would anybody in their right mind take out summer clothes if winter is coming up? Okay. What do? If it's summer and you know winter is coming up, baby, you prepare. If you're in a climate, in an area where you experience, if you're in a country, a state, a country where you experience the seasons, what are you going to do? You're going to prepare. You're going to prepare. And that is what I want you all to understand too. When you're on the journey of self-mastery, when you finally say, you know what, something needs to change. I don't want to keep going through this. I don't want to keep working for this person. Okay. I don't want to keep working the system. I don't want to keep robbing the Peter to pay Paul. I don't want to keep running on this dysfunctional hamster wheel. Beautiful. Hi, lovely. Hi. How are you, my love? How you doing, Stella? How are you, honey? I haven't seen you in quite some time. How are you, my love? I hope everything is wonderful, and I hope our doggies is doing great as well. Okay. What was I saying? Somebody help me out. What was I saying? I had to give a special greeting to a special person. Okay, Venus, get back, get back, get back. Okay, so I was talking about preparing. Okay. Oh, right. How will you go? Wow, shit. I'm on. I'll just figure it out. It'll come back to me as I go along. Somebody in the comments refresh my memory. Right. You have to be prepared. It's going to require something of you. Whenever you make the choice to say, oh, that's what we was. See, we are powerful. Look, I tell you, we are seasoned. See, there we go. Listen, that's the power of alignment. I love real-time examples and real-time examples. That's how powerful we are. Thank you. Thank you, my love. Thank you, Karen. Right? Whenever you make the decision to want better, to do better, to get a new job, to get a new career, to make more money, to find your husband, to find your wife, to find your life partner, right? To gain more self-love, to get to be more spiritual, right? If whenever you decide that, hey, I want to have more clarity, I want to have more peace, I want to get into whatever it is you desire, I want to travel more, whatever it is you want to desire, you need to understand what's going to happen when you do and what's going to happen when you don't. Key, let me say that again. When you are petitioning for something, requesting something, right? Putting that whatever you want into the atmosphere is going to require something of you, right? And you need to understand the processes and what's going to happen when you do and when you don't, because something is always happening. There's always an exchange of energy. We're still talking about perception. Your perception is a key element. Is a key element. And it is helping to shape your reality along with your personality, along with your self-concept, right? All of which is determined by your continued choice to keep feeding whatever it is you're feeding. What you feed, you consume, right? How are you going to fight something you cannot see? Or how can you approach something? How can you accept something if you're still denying it? How can you operate in truth and transparency when you're still being unauthentic? Okay? What you do not know will and can hurt you in many ways, because if you're not ascending, you're descending. And even though you get infinite do-overs, why do you want to keep repeating the same scenarios? Why do you want to keep repeating the same life experiences, the same life examples? Who in their right mind want to keep getting left back? So yes, and I always teach from a duality perspective. You cannot have one side without the other. You cannot expect to keep giving and not receiving, or receiving and not giving. There will always and must be an exchange of energy. There has to be an exchange. We cannot expect to elevate to receive if we're not willing to give up something, or if we're not willing to gain something. Y'all understand what I'm saying? These things are incredibly important for us to know. So your perception plays a significant part in what and who you're attracting. right? And when you understand universal principles that I teach, when you understand a little bit about psychology, a little bit about chemistry, a little bit about metaphysics, a little bit about spirituality, a little bit about emotions, EQ, not just the surface level things, right? But the deeper level of things, baby. How you expect to change anything? How you expect to really swim like a fish if you still staying on the shallow end? It isn't possible. So all of these things that you're just letting whiz by you, that you just think, oh, I'll learn it another day. I'll pick it up another day. Let me just let you in on a fact, an indisputable fact that is undesirable to hear. It is undesirable, right? Yet desirable. We are infinite beings, my loves, right? That means we will never die, right? We will keep going and keep going. Our spirits are infinite. However, remember, I speak from a perspective of duality. Just because your spirit is infinite and just because you will not die does not mean that you can unwisely keep choosing to not remember that this avatar, baby, it has a completion date. Okay? It has an expiration date. It cannot be all fun and games all the time. There's a time, space, and place for everything. And listen, currently, there's too many of us that's playing too many games with the most precious thing, and that is our essence. That is our life force. Too many of us playing too many different games, making all types of rhyme, reasons, justifications, and excuses as to why we keep running on this dysfunctional hamster wheel, calling it progress. Meanwhile, a lot of us are self-destructing, right? What you feed will gain power, and what you starve will lose its power. And a lot of us are feeding the very same beast we seek to destroy. A lot of us are still tied to have strong puppet strings onto our puppet master, right? Stockholm syndrome, right? We're still praising the master. We're still worshiping the master. We're still condoning the master. We're still forgiving the master. We're still playing with the master as if it's a game. We're still playing with our life as if it's a game. You cannot keep thinking that you are constantly going to just flow through, lying through life. Let me say that again a little slower. Lying. When I say lying, I mean lying to yourself. That you are where you ought to be. Right? So it's incredibly important for you to understand the significant part that your perception plays in your reality. Okay? This is gaining the information. You have to gain the information. So let me just share with you three types of perception. Okay, we got visual perception, and before we continue, I'm gonna say it again. For those of you who understand the psychology and the importance and the impact of subliminal messaging, okay, I encourage you, not advise you, I encourage you to hop on over to YT. I'm showing a presentation so you can visually see it, audibly hear it, okay? So it can sink deep inside your subconscious database. That's where the reprogramming starts, and that's what you need, okay? You can either click the link in my bio, there's a tab that's gonna hop skip, okay, hopscotch you right on over, or feel free to just stay put where you are, okay? So let me go through it. Let me go through it. It's all things mastery. Just in case. Hi, Alicia. How are you, my love? All things mastery, Karen. It's all things mastery. You can type it in, or you can just click the link, and there's a tab that I hopscotch you on over. So there are three types of perception. There is visual perception, which is the ability to interpret the information from your environment through your eyes. Let's retract that, because that's what they're teaching you. That's what you currently think. that's what they want you. You have to start understanding and being aware of the tricks that they play to keep playing tricks on you, to keep you in this delusional state that you're in. Okay? Just because you don't understand a thing that you see or hear does not mean that it's impacting your life. Peace, 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 bro. Peace, love, mind your men too. What's up? Right? It does not mean it. So and this is the tricks, because according to Google, and I put these things purposely, intentionally, so I can give you the other side. Okay. Let's go over that again. And I'm going to correct it for you. Visual perception is the ability to interpret information from your environment. That's correct. Through your eyes. So is what is the program that they're constantly enforcing you to keep you tricked, to keep tricking you out of your destiny and your divine purposes? They want you to think you perceive with these. They want you to continually think you see with these, and that is incorrect. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to trust me, which I am trustworthy. I always encourage to do the work yourself. Do the work yourself, right? You don't see with these, you see with this. You see internally, inside, within, right? So you need to understand that, because the more you think this is how you see, the more you're going to continually attract according to your misguided mental programs that's keeping you perceiving the things that you see. And a lot, it's all an illusion. It's all to keep you bound. You don't see with this, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper as we move along. The second perception, type of perception, auditory perception. And this is the ability to interpret sound waves. Reflect. These reflect, not see. They reflect by what you see and hear mentally, just like light reflects and bounces off of things, right? Hi, Danae. How are you, my love? Hey, hi, honey. Hi, honey. The third type of perception is tactical perception, which is the ability to interpret information through touch receptors of your skin. A lot of us are just focusing, because we've been programmed and trained to focus on the five senses: sight, taste, touch, hear, smell. Right? And if you keep focusing on that, you forget to focus on the sense that truly matters, that dictates what you're seeing, touching, tasting, seeing, touching, tasting, smelling, and hearing. Right? Infinite gratitude for the gift, my love. Right? Let's continually tap the screen. Hey, come on now. Listen, we got to listen, Lindis. Okay. Let's take a little pause. Okay, let's take a pause for the cause. Okay, let's tap the screen. Let's share out the live. Let's get some likes. Like it don't hurt. It's not gonna hurt you, honey. This is how we do what we do. Like I'm not gonna act like we're not on, social media. Like it is what it is. What you feed will grow. Let's grow it. Let's share the message. Let's expand the message. Okay. This is how we do. So let's get it together. We're a team. We're a family. Okay. I don't do this without you. Okay. And I'm not afraid to say it. I need you. I do what I do because of you. I need you. I do what I do because of you. I do what I do because of you. Okay. So help me help you. Let's get this thing going. FYP. Yes. Come on now. Let's build it up. Okay. It's appreciation. That's all I ask. It's appreciation. Okay. I create my own stuff. I spend countless of hours, days, whatever it is. You know what? I wonder if I hope YT isn't glitching because the StreamYard is acting crazy. If it is, if you hopped on over there and came back over here, and if it's acting a little funny, okay, let me know. So I'll stop attempting to drive people over there, right? I spend a lot of time, hard work, education. Okay, I'm a student of life. I put in a lot of work and effort to bring you this information, to teach you the things that is going to help you, because I genuinely care. Genuinely care. Okay. And I do my own work. I write my own books. Okay. I create my own content and information that I disseminate. Okay. So just appreciation, tapping the screen, sharing the live. That's all I ask. Okay. Okay, back from the pausing to the causing, for the causing. Okay, so we got the three types of perception: the visual perception, we got the auditory perception, and we got the tactical perception, right? So let's dive a little deeper into the inner workings of your perception and how you're interpreting them, right? So let's talk about projecting. Now we're getting into the good part, folks. We getting into the good part, beautiful people. Okay. Yes, no chat GPT. Okay. I do use chat GPT. Okay. And transparency. However, chat GPT isn't writing my books. Okay. I use it for this, my backdrop that I have. I use chat GPT to create that in Canva. Okay. Okay. It goes, look, I have integrity. Okay. I'm not going to be teaching you information that I did not study, that I did not digest, that I did not experience, right? And that it doesn't come from me. Okay, I have integrity and I like sleeping peaceful at night. Okay, knowing that I'm not bamboozling people, I'm not unrighteously or unjustly manipulate people, or what do they call that? When you steal other people's content, what's that word? Is it patronizing? That's not the word. I don't think that's the word. What's the word that people that what's the word? What do you call when people steal other people's content? Plagiarizing. There we go. Ooh, y'all bright. See, I'm strong. We here. We here. We here. Africa. Yes, we here. The power of the mind. I'm telling you. Okay, I don't do that. Okay, just a little pat on the back. Okay, just a little pat on the back, because I personally know people that do. And baby, listen, when I tell you, y'all got a check coming to y'all that your ass ain't gonna cash. But let's get back into it. Okay, let's talk about projecting for a bit. This is where it's getting good, honey. This is where it's getting good. Stick around, tap the screen, and share the live. Okay, let's talk about projection. Your projections are the creations of your visual images, what you see, right? Remember, not through here. What you're seeing, you start to see in the mind. This is this is why I'm gonna show you how this is true. I'm gonna let you know right now. You don't see with these, you see in here. This is why you can close your eyes and see images. You can literally see images, move in images, objects. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm making it make sense for you. You do not see with these. This is why in meditation, this is one of the powers in meditation. This is why in meditation is a skill set. This is why it is encouraged when you are going into deep meditation, you have your projectors closed, because it's important for you not to be distracted by the illusions, or distracted by the simulations. Perception, and we're still talking about the power of perception. It because you've been here for a short time right now, you can visually see me. You've been seeing me, right? For at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour since we've been here, right? You can see me. If you close your eyes right now, you will still see the image. You may not have total memory recall, right? Photographic memory, but you can still picture me right now. You know, I'm wearing a shade of blue. You know, I'm wearing a glasses that are blue. You know that I have some kind of flower in my background, right? You can still see me. And if you had the greatest earplugs in the world and you decide to plug your ears, guess what? You can still hear me. You can still hear yourself without saying words. Okay? Teaching you something. This is the power. You have to understand these things because it matters. Your perception is helping to shape your reality. If you want a different reality, if you want a different life, which you absolutely, well, let me correct that. Let me correct that thought, which most of us absolutely deserve because it ain't all of us. Your perception plays a huge part in your life. And if you want a different reality, you're going to have to do what? Change how you perceive things, which means you have to change your perception so you can project something different. Your projections are the creations of what you are visually consuming. Imagery, the power of marketing. They know this. They know this. And as much as we say out loud, marketing is $1 trillion industry. It's marketing. It's marketing. We see the commercials. We're hearing the commercials. We're hearing the airwaves. We're seeing the movies. We're seeing the trailers. We're seeing. We're hearing. Okay. But we're not understanding. We're not understanding. You can speak something all day long, but it doesn't mean you understand it. And I know that many of us don't understand it because we're still in the same predicaments, even worse. That's how I know. I'm mentoring many of us. That's how I know. Infinite gratitude for the support. That's how I know. The forecasting of your future situations, i.e., experiences, right? This is what it says in psychology. It's called a defense mechanism used when subconsciously employ use in order to what? Cope with difficult emotions. Remember, I said what your dominant mental program, which are the programs that you've been operating on for years and years and years. I taught this in the other masterclass, right? You have a program for, hold on one second. You have, and remember, they are infinite programs within infinite programs, right? Because your mind, your brain is a supercomputer, so it houses an enormous amount, an unimaginable yet imaginable amount of data and information, right? So your dominant database, which is only known subconsciously, which you won't really understand until you actually shut yourself, detach from the external and go internal, i.e., through meditation, and realize which programs are prohibiting you from reprogramming. What do I mean by reprogramming? Every time you speak an affirmation, you're initiating mental reprogramming. Every time you speak positive, you're initiating mental reprogramming on some level. Every time you visualize something beautiful, you're initiating the reprogramming process. The reason why it's not penetrating because you are not vibrationally in alignment with whatever that is. You're not strong enough to break through that barrier. You can't just get to the subconscious level swimming around on the surface. Y'all understand? You that's not how you get there. How many of you scuba dive above water? I mean, what's the point? I mean, it's in the name, scuba diving. How many of you would it even be called scuba diving if you're swimming with all of the gear and the purpose of going underneath and you still swimming over on top of the water? I mean, make it make sense. It's literally impossible. So a lot of our affirmations, a lot of our new programs, a lot of our visualizations All of those different things is not going to matter because you don't carry the frequency of whatever that is. Excuse me. Pardon me. And if you do, it's not strong enough. The program isn't strong enough yet. And a lot of times we just give up. A lot of times we give up. However, if you knew what was happening, you won't easily give up. If you knew that the test that you receive was imperative for your elevation and your self-development and for you to change your reality and the trajectory of your lives, not only for you, but your loved ones. Baby, let me tell you something. The way I was excited sharing my testimony, what just happened to me, the way I was excited, the way I'm still excited of losing every dime that I had in the bank, when I tell you the level of excitement, okay, that it started to, when I tell you the vitality, the motivation, the inspiration, right? But when I tell you it, baby, it hit me like a damn whirlwind, okay? Every day since I remembered that, hey, this ain't happening to you, Venus. It's happening for you, Venus, and it's necessary for you to elevate and for you to ascend. It would not be happening to you if the universe didn't trust you and thought that you wasn't ready. It wouldn't be happening to you if God didn't think you were ready. It would not be happening to you if you wasn't loved and cared about and thought about. It wouldn't be happening if you wasn't chosen. It would not be happening if you were unworthy and unqualified. But we allow the test. We call the test devastations. We allow the devastations to cause us to self-destruct. So I did a post the other day. I said, baby, the devastation is by design. That devastation that just happened to me was by design. There were some areas that I still need worked on. Okay. There's some areas in my life that needed to be strengthened. I needed to feed it more, to nurture it more. Okay. Because it's okay to not be everywhere at the same damn time, even though you can be everywhere at the same damn time. I hope some of y'all are really listening to me, inner sensing what I'm saying, because some of the things gonna fly over your heads. Okay. I got to stop pulling away from the mic because my audio be going back in and out. Let me just get back. Baby, it's an honor. It's an honor to go through the test. It don't always feel good. Cause let's keep it all. Let's keep it infinite. Let's keep it all the way infinite, past 100. Okay, I'm through with keeping it 100. Let's keep it all the way infinite. We are part mental, part spiritual, part physical. We are still going to experience energetic emotions, energy, and motion. I'm not above reproach. I'm not excluded from experiencing physical things, okay? And I ain't going to act like it. But what I do know, baby, I ain't all physical. And that's not what makes up my essence, my spirit. I'm also spirit. I'm also soul. I'm also the master of my reality. I am also the co-creator of my reality. So, baby, I said, oh, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Bring it on. I am creating a whole new course, a master course, applying the law of attraction. And I got updated information. I got fresh downloads. So yes, I'm excited. And I want you to get excited too. After the initial, like, oh shit. After the initial, like, what the fuck? I'm talking about after that, okay? After the initial, what the fuck will happen? After the initial, whole shit. After that point, I want you to start getting excited. Because you have to prove your worth. You have to prove your readiness. You actually have to take one step after the other to move forward. Otherwise, where you think you going? Okay? You got to move, baby. Move. Get out the way. Move, devastation. Get out the way. Get out the way. Come on, get excited about life. Get excited about what you really want. Get excited because you were chosen. Get excited because the universe and God know and felt that you were ready for your next level. Get excited and get out your goddamn dark place or whatever y'all call it. Right? What experiences are you drawn to you with your perception? Right? What experience are you drawn to you when you are projecting? Right? Remember, you don't see with these, you project based on your perception. Stress, discomfort, arguments, right? Poor health, lack, discord, disorder, sadness, depression, dysfunction. Or remember, I speak from a dual perspective. It can be joy, unconditional love, peace, better health, better opportunities. All of these things you're always manifesting, you're always attracting. What and who you attract is heavily, not in its totality, dependent on you, right? So now we get to the part. Now this is the juicy part. Okay, let's tap. Let's get to. Oh my goodness, we not at 10K already. We're not at 10K already. Come on now. I don't even like taking these little pause for the causes, but I understand it's necessary. Come on, people. Come on, people. Let's go. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up, okay? Because I took a little break, okay, to gather myself, right? To get back into alignment. Not that I was ever out of alignment, right? Oh, pardon me. And so we want to make sure TikTok know Venus here. We want to make sure that all things mastery is back in full effect, honey. Okay? That's what we want to do. And okay, we doing this together. I need your fingers to be okay. Worgy. This is the good part. This is the good part, people. Y'all ready? What do I mean by perception as it's related to the question? Are you suffering from MD? What do I mean by MD? Okay, I don't mean medical doctor. Okay, because we're not suffering from medical doctor syndrome. Okay, when I say MD, I mean mental dysmorphia. For those who are just hearing the term or those who need reminded of the term, dysmorphia is characterized by information. Let me put on my magnifiers, okay? Because I want to see, okay? I want to magnify what I'm reflecting. The bounce. Presentation, projector, we okay? Dysmorphia. Dysmorphia is characterized by malformation or related to a condition in which part of the body is different, shaped different than what we perceive to be normal, right? Thank you so much for all of those who are tapping the screen. Peace, Si. How are you, my love? Project Candy, how are you, my love, right? So when I say mental dysmorphia, you'll better understand that many of us are suffering or going through mental dysphoria, right? Body dysphoria, pardon me, dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia, also known as body dysmorphic disorder, BDD, is a mental health condition that causes people to worry about perceived. Listen, perception, perceived is it's gonna make sense. I need y'all to stay with me, right? Number 9, how are you, my love? Or your bro? Oh, you so sweet, bro. All your classes be in alignment with my real life. Ashe. This is why we here. Remember, we always co-creating. So let's get back. Let's get back, right? It's gonna make sense. Let me give a little duo real quick. Are you suffering from mental dysmorphia? We're still talking about perception. Listen and pay attention to what I'm about to say, my loves. Body dysmorphia, also known as body dysmorphic disorder, BDD, is a mental condition that causes people to worry worry about perceived flaws in their appearance. These flaws are often minor or unnoticeable to others. People with BDD may have strong beliefs, strong knowings that their appearance makes them quote unquote ugly or disformed, and that others are negatively noticing it. They may also engage in repetitive behaviors to fix or hide these flaws, right? Behaviors like frequently checking the mirror. Now, before I continue, I need y'all to also understand that there are always exceptions to everything, because there is always the opposite side of something. And whenever you are operating from one side only, you miss your opportunity to put the puzzle together. Okay? So keep that in mind. Put a little pin in that. There are always exceptions, right? Frequently checking the mirror. These are people who are suffering. I'm giving characteristics, some behavior patterns to people who suffer from mental dysmorphia. But I'm using BDD as an example, body dysmorphia. But dysmorphia is dysmorphia. I just read what it actually means, right? So these are some of the behaviors. Frequently checking the mirror, grooming our skin, right? Grooming or skin picking, right? Constantly agitated, picking at things. Just, you understand what I'm saying? Using obsessive. Now, all of these things are obsessive for unhealthy reasons. Obsession is unhealthy when there isn't balance. Using makeup or clothes to hide their what? Perceived flaws, which their perceived flaws tells them that people are negatively noticing them and looking at them. Another one is constantly comparing their appearance to others. How many times you or have witnessed others, heard others comparing yourself to, we're constantly comparing. We're comparing men to women, masculinity to femininity, all in unhealthy ways. We're comparing light to dark. We're comparing parenthood. We're comparing mothership. We're comparing brother to sister. We're comparing light to dark. We're comparing up. We're comparing all of these things in an unhealthy way, not a healthy way. We're seeking reassurance from others about our appearance. Okay? Constantly worrying about what others think about how we look. Constantly worrying about what others think about what we drive. Constantly worrying about what others think about how we talk. Constantly worrying about others think about how we move, how we wear our hair, what hair we have on our head. If constantly worrying about what people think of my of the shoes, of my thoughts, of my authenticity, of my weirdness, of the way, constantly worrying about what other people think. And then we fall into the trap of people pleasing, further causing us to self-destruct. Caring about other, caring about what other people think and feel more than you think and feel about yourself. Constantly disregarding you operating in your authenticity. We're constantly seeking the appraisal and approval from others because everybody else is doing it. Everybody look like a Barbie. Everybody's going under the knife. A knife. Everybody is going under the, not everybody, pardon me, retract. A lot of women are going under the knife. A lot of men are going under the knife. A lot of men and women are doing all of these things to make themselves acceptable according to societal, the majority of societal norms, not realizing that they're unnatural, right? How many times you caught yourself doing that, right? And sometimes it happen and you're unaware of it. How many times you seen a person that you like, right? And you love their presentation, right? And you see that, they got a short haircut, right? And the next thing you know, you chopping off all your damn hair, not thinking twice that, hey, maybe that's not that's that maybe you should have maybe did a different style. Maybe it should have been similar. I was a master cosmetologist for pardon me, 18 plus years, baby. The type of requests I got. And I'm like, okay, show me what you want. Show me what you're envisioning. And a lot of times, most times. Most times I kept a professional. But baby, my inner thoughts was like, I know you lying. I know you telling a lie. I mean, did you look at this picture you just gave me of this haircut? Did you think of the maintenance? Did you think that your texture is not her did you did you really think this thing through? Do you realize that your curl pattern is different, baby? Do you realize that your neck shape different? Do you realize that your forehead is a little different, 4 meters wider or shorter than that? Girl, talk about delusions. Sometimes we do it and we don't even realize it. This is why I encourage everyone. And this is what I teach, especially my mentees. Do a 360 assessment before you make every decision. Because every decision you make, no matter minute or no matter grand, no matter how big the decision is or no matter how small, no matter the influences or not, it's going to come with two things guaranteed: consequences or rewards. So you can keep haphazardly making these damn decisions if you want to. Okay. But when it comes time for that comeback, for that come around, okay, for that boomerang, for that 360, oh, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. So about think about the things that you say. Think about the things that you think. And then when you do that, rethink it just a little bit. Don't go too far deep in the hole, but rethink it. Because a lot of us have come to the conclusion that what the hell was I thinking? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Okay. Then you are looking like who this woman, Harpo? Okay, who this woman in this mirror? I just don't recognize her. Okay, we're avoiding photos. We're still talking about, are you suffering from mental dysmorphia? Okay. Another thing we're doing is frequently taking selfies to check our appearance. Now, I'm still talking about obsessively doing these things. Okay. You know what? I keep telling myself, Venus, keep the lives to 60 minutes. But I be wanting to give. I promise you. Okay. Promise you. That's what, oh, man. Sometimes, man, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it one day. Okay. So in the image that I have on here in the presentation, what is showing is that, right? When you're visually, I want you to understand what mental dysmorphia is, what body dysmorphia is, what any type of dysmorphia is, right? Taking something very small and magnifying it, right? Not understanding that it's impacting your life, right? So a lot of when you are perceiving, right, and when you are projecting the images according to your mental database, right? Something that can be so small, you're magnifying it, right? You're making it stick out like a sore thumb. What is small, you make bigger because you're under the guise or the illusion that people think it's bigger when really it's as small as a pea. You think it's bigger than what it is. You think it's bigger than what it is because the way you're perceiving things, you're the one that's doing the reflection. Okay. How you perceive something is how you project it. right? So if I tell you this was, 10 millimeters full of liquid, I mean, you can say what you want, you can think what you want. It is what it is, but you can magnify it if you want to. You're the one that's magnifying things. You're the one that's putting a magnifying glass on the smallest of situations, making it bigger. How many times we get into arguments because somebody said something that they didn't say? How many times we get into arguments or heated debates because somebody seen something they thought they seen that they did not see? How many times? Peace, bro. Peace, relationship gumbo. How are you, my love? Yes, learned behaviors, Deshaun, right? We magnify things. So when I say that many of us are suffering from mental dysmorphia, right? We are making things that we think that are unpleasant. We think that's a disformity, that we think is crazy, that we think is weird, that we think is wild, that we think is ugly. And then we're projecting that onto other people, and they're not even seeing what you're seeing. They're not projecting what you're projecting. It's all in your head. However, guess what? What you feed gains power, and what you starve loses power. So if you keep feeding all of your mental thoughts that are unhealthy, that are negative, guess what? The projection of those unhealthy thoughts is going to continually be magnified, which is why you keep running into bozos, which is why you keep finding yourself in unhealthy relationships, which is why your money keep playing ping pong, which is why you're not going on the vacation you want to go on, which is why you keep running from the life experiences that you need to experience to elevate, which is why you keep descending instead of ascending, right? Which is why you keep running on that dysfunctional hamster wheel. We're making these things bigger than what it is because that's how we feel. That's what we think. And that's what we are perceiving. And we are projecting it. And we hear it all the time. But I bet the next time you hear, I guarantee the next time you hear that someone is projecting their traumas onto you, that someone is projecting their ill will or their intent towards you, I bet you're going to have a deeper understanding of what perception and projection actually is, and it's going to make a difference in how you're going to respond to it or them instead of react to them or it. I can guarantee you that's going to happen. You're going to hear these words. You're going to hear Venus, self-mastery mentor, speak these words. It's deeper than what you think. It's deeper than what you are perceiving right now. And until you understand the depth and the level, depths. I be pronouncing words, spelling words all wrong, all on my own. Just flow with me. We can do that. Okay. Depths, whatever it is. Okay. Until you understand the depths of certain things, principles, practices, much isn't going to change. But what you can bet is that the current things that you want to change will remain the same. Right? So y'all have to understand that a lot of us suffer from mental dysmorphia, right? Making something bigger than what it is. The reason you see, or what most of you think see, the reason you see what you see in the mirror is because that's what you think. That's how you're perceiving yourself. How many of us were like, oh, I look good, I look great, I feel beautiful, I am love, okay? And no, you try la la lying. No, damn well you try la la lying, and it's okay. It's also okay that you don't feel beautiful all the time, that it's also okay. What's not okay is that you only feel beautiful when you're dolled up. It's okay to be dolled up. There was a period of time that I went through that. There's a period of space in my life where I did not wear the wigs, I did not wear makeup, right? I did not wear the lashes. I did not dress up as much as I did. And I'm from New York. It has a lot to do with my fashion sense, right? I love fashion. I don't do it a lot anymore because now I'm conscious of certain materials and what it do to my energetic aura. That's a whole nother masterclass, right? But there was a time where I done away with all of that because I needed to connect deeper in love with me, my authentic self, my natural self, right? I needed to understand that yes, I do all of this, but that should not be what I think is beautiful as I'm projecting, right? And so sometimes you got to go through that. Back to perception, the projector, right? Remember, there's always exceptions. So what if I told you, listen, my loves, listen, Linda. What if I told you that what you are reflecting is determined by what you're projecting? What you're reflecting, meaning what you're visually, quote unquote, seeing, right, is based upon what you're projecting. So if what you're reflecting is coming from your perceptions, then guess what? It's time to reassess your mental database. It's time to reassess why you perceive things or people the way they do, why you perceive love the way you perceive it, why you perceive hate the way you perceive it, why you perceive challenges the way you perceive it, why you perceive wealth, health, elevation, vacation, everything and anything, especially, well, I'm not going to say, well, yes, especially when it's unhealthy, when it's causing you some type of mental, spiritual, emotional, energetic disalignment or imbalance or unhappiness, right? Especially that. Not to exclude when you're also feeling the opposite of those, when you're also experiencing balance and harmony and serendipities and attracting all of what and who also experience that, because a lot of us are attracting certain things, certain people, but we're losing them as quick as we're gaining them because we're not understanding how we got it or them in the first place. And we're not understanding that, baby. You need to cultivate what you attract. You don't keep what you don't cultivate, right? So understand that what you reflect is determined by what you project, right? And what you're projecting is determined by your perception. Think of it like this: a movie theater. Many of us have seen movie theaters. Why is this important? This is why it's important. Until you understand self mastery, you will continue to be mastered. I'll say that again. Until you understand self mastery, you will continually be mastered. And once you understand it, you need to be taught on how to cultivate it. Okay? It's time to cut the puppet strings. You don't need a puppet master. You don't need a puppet master. Okay? You're not purposed to be a slave. What you're projecting is based on what you're reflecting, your thoughts, your beliefs, your environment, all of those things. Think of it like this: just like in a movie theater, right? Use the parallel, associate it like this. The projector, right, is the your brain, your nervous system signals transmitters. That's the projector, right? In the movie theater, think of movie theater in your mind. That's a projector, right? The projector, brain, nervous system signals, neurons, neurological systems, transmitter. The film is your subconscious mental database, the mother of all your thoughts, your motherboard, your infinite program. The lens is your quote unquote eyes, your perception magnifier. I'll say that again. The lens is your eyes, not so you can see. It is your perception magnifier. The screen is your reality, your experiences, your life being played out in front of you, what you're living in. And most importantly, you have the projectionist. Just like in the movie theater, there has to be the projectionist. Somebody have to load the projector. Somebody has to load the film in the projector in order for the projector to reflect what is projecting onto the screen. You're the projectionist. That's what it's called. That's the term. You're the projectionist. Hi, Chrome. Peace, love. Hi, Linda. Right? You're the projectionist. You're the controller. You're the co creator. If you do not like the movie that you are seeing, if you do not like the life that you are living, you're the projectionist. Write a new movie. Start writing the script to the new movie. Otherwise, the same old movie is going to continually be shown, which is the movie of your past traumas, the movie of all of dysfunction, the movies of all the hurt. It's going to show the movie of all of the pain, the all of the. Okay, so I want y'all to understand that. Now, if you enjoyed, like what you heard, if it helped you in some way, the first thing I want you all to do sincerely is make sure you are subscribed. It's absolutely free across these platforms, right? Make sure you hit the notification bell. Make